there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Minute. It's your daily show where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate The Last Jedi 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
And I'm Kelly Anneken of Kelly Anneken's Taking It Easy 2020not.com and Kelly Anneken's Taking It Easy in 2020not.com. My weirdly prophetic websites.
Yeah, that was a bit of you had foresight to buy those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had foresight to deputize
Yes.
someone to buy them for me. Actually, I think a person volunteered.
You are much too busy to buy your own domain names. I understand
it's like,
that.
what am I? What am I, made of time? What am I, confined to my home for an indeterminate period of time due to a global pandemic?
Well,
Not
thanks for
taking it
joining
easy.
us. Thanks for joining us again, Kelly.
It's great to be here. I'm calling in from the shores of Naboo.
The shores, hold me like you did on the shores of Lake Naboo. Today we're talking about minute 101 of The Last Jedi. It starts
101 Last Jedis. That's the new prequel coming to Disney Plus.
where we find out that Snoke was really just misunderstood, not
Yeah.
in fact a villain.
I think. Some
and
junk traders
And also
killed
a
his
really
parents or something.
crackin' fashion designer.
Yes. She designs fashion for Krakens. Um,
I mean, those tentacles are hard to clothe.
Yeah.
Minute 101 is General Leia telling Poe that Holdo was more interested in protecting the light than she was in seeming like a hero. And it ends a minute later with Phasma revealing that your ship and payment, as we agreed. Things heating up.
This is
Ship
a juicy meatball minute that you guys had for me. I was very excited. Several of my favorites in terms of characters.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
Who are those favorites?
Of course, General Leia Organa, Poe Dameron, my once and future fictional boyfriend, and big fan of Captain Phasma. Love her. If I wasn't incredibly lazy, I would cosplay as Phasma.
Nice.
It would be hard to get it so shiny and keep it that way.
I've never seen a Phasma cosplayer to my knowledge, but it seems like that should be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel, it's very much like a stormtrooper, but you just spray everything silver.
Yeah,
And you get a cape. Get a cape.
Gotta get a cape.
I mean,
Gotta
again,
get a cape.
I'm like, it's so easy, and yet I refuse to do it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to make me a Phasma costume in the way that Pete has bought a lot of domain names for me, like, let's talk, get at me on Twitter.
All right. Phasmaforkelly.net. Somebody everyone check that
Hang
thing
on.
out.
Let me get my wallet.
No, he's got a problem.
Well, you know who else has a problem? Our friend the Rebels, because they are fleeing their ship, leaving behind Admiral Holdo, Vice Admiral Holdo, excuse me.
Vice.
And they are so
She's
jaded.
really the Dick Cheney of the rebellion.
That's Laura Dern, Space Laura Dern.
Yeah.
Because she's the vice.
Hmm.
She is
Okay.
the vice.
And she's going to shoot someone in the face.
Potentially. Didn't
No
she?
spoilers.
On a big scale, she does. She shoots
Yes,
the
on a
First
big
Order in
scale.
the face.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's face was in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Will be in there.
The law of averages says.
Right.
Yeah, but we're not up to that yet.
No.
It's funny to me how none of the people are even watching what's going on outside the window. Everyone's just kind of like all the rebels are just kind of like making idle small talk while their main ship is being destroyed right before their very eyes.
Right.
I assumed it was denial.
Oh yeah, they're just kind of like
/ I mean, maybe literally everybody, but kind of like our little trio of what's Billy Piper and Poe and the third one that was there.
As far as the mutineers or the
Yeah, I'm like, it's not.
Right.
No, Billy Lord. I'm
Billy
sorry,
Lord.
not Billy Piper. Billy Piper's
Yeah.
a totally separate person.
for a second I'm like, okay, I'm putting it together in my head because I'm like,
Yeah, just like everybody else knew, and they've already made their peace with it.
right.
would Billy Piper have made a good Rey? I wonder. Give us a call. Give us a call.
Potentially.
Let us know.
Hey,
What
Bill.
about Rowdy Roddy Piper? Would he have made a good Rey? I think so.
He's got the dress already.
Please, it's a kilt.
Yeah,
Come on.
kilt, sorry.
Have some respect for the dead.
It's true.
Whoa.
Roddy
Roddy Piper's kilt is dead?
Oh.
It got killed. Sorry.
Oh boy. Star Wars.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
My first note was
Pleats.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Plaid.
The R stands for
plaid.
Roddy. I'm sorry. Okay, what's going on
Yeah, Roddy
with this
in
minute?
Plaid.
Yes.
My first note was, in case you forgot, the binary beacon.
That's that thing that she hand that
The binary
she
beacon.
hands to
the binary
Poe,
beacon.
or is Poe handing it to her?
They're just showing it kind of on camera.
I thought she was handing it to him because it was sort of the symbolic passing of the light from Holdo to Poe, who will hopefully now not be such a rash hothead when
Right.
it comes to military strategy.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like you've earned this now potentially, but he hasn't earned anything. He mutinied and then got shot.
What did he do that now is suddenly?
He is extremely handsome
Right.
and is rewarded disproportionately
Right.
for that, proving that a galaxy far, far away is not so different from our own.
He doesn't even know how to fly an X-wing. He just got this far just on his charisma and good looks.
Right.
Well, if you sit down in the cockpit of an X-wing, it detects through facial recognition if you're attractive, and it's like, oh, okay, all right,
Like the
Right.
Roll
AI
out the red
tries
carpet.
harder.
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
They're
well,
like,
I don't want this guy to
"Ooh,
blow up.
Is there a Mrs. person stealing me?
Yeah, the droid does most of the work anyway, I imagine,
Yeah.
flying those ships.
They're just there to say things, like, look out.
Yeah.
We gotta blast that thing. That kind of a thing.
Well, this minute we also get the return of we see another pilot get killed by is that in this one where you see the guy go, oh, what are we supposed to do, and then he gets blown up? Is that this minute or is that in the next minute?
I can't tell because she does go.
Because she says Godspeed Rebels.
Right. No,
Which
that's the next one, I think, because the next one
Okay.
ends with yeah. This one she does say Godspeed Rebels.
Right.
Which
yeah.
felt weird. I'm like, didn't you have like a nickname? Or, I don't know, just like friends at this point?
Mhm.
Right. Well, it's odd because it's not Rebels; it's the Resistance.
It should be Godspeed Resistors,
Right.
Resisties.
I tried to order those, but Radio Shack is not around anymore. But no, they are. They're online again, so it's okay.
I feel
Yes,
like
they're online to sell
Yeah.
radio equipment.
Yes.
I feel like at this point in the script, even Rian Johnson has given up on calling them the Resistance and the First Order, because later on, Snoke is all like, "When the rebels are destroyed," he's not even calling them rebels either. Everyone's just he's not calling them Resistance either. So I think everyone's just like, let's just drop the pretense.
They just broke the copy editor's spirit at that point.
Right.
They were just like, I'm not correcting this again.
Yeah.
I told you last time. I don't know why, the yellow pages keep coming back this way.
Maybe it's a phrase from the original Rebels War, like the original trilogy war. Maybe that was a phrase they used back then, and she's kind of like reviving it. Or I guess the other guy.
We didn't hear it though. I think it's more like she's quoting something from TV, or maybe it's a song. There should be a song like a power ballad kind of song called "Godspeed Rebels" that would kick in right now if this is a different kind of movie.
Who do you picture
Like a-
singing such a song?
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion. She has a kind
Yeah.
of a Holdo-ish vibe to her.
No, I was gonna say she could definitely. They'd put her in the wig.
Right. Well, they do a video to accompany this that has her
Yeah,
dressed
exactly. Like they're
that,
doing. Yeah, and she's in front of it in a green screen situation.
I wonder if we've seen any Quebecois. Isn't she Quebecois?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Anyway,
Not
not important.
Space Quebecers. That's where it's at.
I was gonna say it's important to people who live in Quebec.
Right.
No, I just meant that. I don't know if we've seen any Quebecois actors in.
Right.
And then I was thinking, it's not important because I
okay.
don't see
I thought-
language.
okay.
They're all actors to me. So
on behalf of Alex Robinson, I would like to apologize to the province of Quebec.
And the broader Commonwealth, just in case.
Right.
and the Queen.
And the Queen.
Especially the Queen.
Oh boy, did we just jinx the Queen? Anyway.
I think the Queen jinxed herself.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to elaborate.
All right.
So then we see Finn and Rose and I guess implied DJ brought before Hux.
Well, but before we get there, I wanted to talk about that. Godspeed Rebels has a weird pause in the middle. That it's like she's thinking about it first. And I know we were just trying to figure out where that came from. She was like, Godspeed Rebels? Like, it's a weird pause that I had a big long ellipsis in my notes here that it's like, Godspeed Rebels.
She couldn't remember their names, so she just
She was like,
or something with an R.
You know, that attractive one and the general,
Right.
Mumbly Joe.
Godspeed, dark hair guy.
And you.
Godspeed. And all the rest.
Horse face alien man. Robot ball.
She's like, may the force be with you, Princess Leela. And then she's like, Leia. I know, I just said that just to be.
Also, I'm a general now. Wow. Wow.
No, I was talking.
I'm glad you're the one pulling the Holdo maneuver because you've just insulted me.
That's just my nickname for PZ Forcio. I know you're General Leia. I call PZ Forcio Princess Leela. It's an old joke. Don't worry about it. Private joke, right? Right?
Godspeed Rebels.
But yes, now we now return to our our regularly scheduled public execution.
Yeah. I mean, wow. What I did like about this scene is just that Rose and Finn look so confused.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? And then they also seem very confused as to like why this is happening. But it's like, don't you see that the third person has not been frog marched in here with you? QED. Just spitballing here.
QEDJ. Yeah, and I like how they once again have him like hiding around the corner for a dramatic reveal. The First Order people definitely have a sense of dramatic entrances.
Right. Well,
I mean, that's fascism is all about graphic design and public theatrics. You know, it's pretty much the only things they've got going for them, and you know that disguises their murderous agenda.
That's the answer to the question I had in my notes, which is, you know, why bring everyone to the execution? Like, there's hundreds of people on this landing platform, or whatever this is, the ballroom. What?
Hangar,
landing bay? Yeah, it felt like a ship's hangar to me.
Looks kind of like a docking bay, but are there ships around? Are there people?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think just the cable's out. They're just like, oh, God, the big fight was going to be on. I guess we'll watch this instead.
It doesn't seem like the best place to stage an execution, because it seems like if you're all the way in the back, you can't see anything.
Right.
So it should be
an
but I don't feel like Hux invited these people. Like, I think Hux, at least, you know, Hux wanted like 20 people. He wanted, you know, the close-up magic crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just everybody else just came in. Because, I mean, I feel like this is a performance that Hux is giving for Hux. Which is very self-indulgent. But, you know, I have an acting degree. Who am I to judge? I know. Hard to believe.
Maybe like when they got there, Hux was like, what are all these soldiers doing here? And they're like, well, we had the room from 6 to 7. And he's like, no, I have booked the rest. And then like, oh, we'll just do it in front of everyone.
He's like, I had the room. Like, just shouting at them. Mine.
Yeah, we see a lot of I looked around the details there, and there's all-terrain armored transports, all-terrain scout transports, and a whole bunch of TIE fighters hanging from the ceiling, which everyone knows I'm a big fan of. And a bunch of TIE fighters seeming to just fly around inside the hangar like a bird in a Costco or something.
They've been trying to get it out for weeks. They just can't. You know, they open the door, it just goes the other way. Yeah.
Like a bird in a Costco. So I guess it is a hangar. It's an all kind. I wonder if that whole ship is more or less hollow and big empty spaces like that.
The whole ship is
you know, hangar. It's a storage destroyer.
Right.
Destroys storage.
It's big just to be impressive from the outside, but once you're inside, it's just it's mostly just empty space. We didn't have. What are we going to do? Build rooms here?
Well, this was they were going to stage the base production of Rent, and
there you go.
then
Space rent.
They
things
have
came
it
up.
at 7:30. They have it, so they're waiting in the wings.
right.
Like, come on, can we get this?
Oh
over
yeah,
with?
actually, the audience isn't even for the execution. It's just the rush line
Oh yeah.
for tickets.
This is like the opening act of the rent performance.
Right. Boo.
That's
Bring
the
more.
correct response.
Do more Rent. I've never seen Rent. Have you guys seen Rent?
I have
Yes.
not. I know it exists, and I do like the musical theater, but it's one of several. I think I had a lull in my musical theater interests for a while that eliminated a lot of popular stuff that I haven't
It
seen.
was very much of the year 1995, and
Yeah.
if you were a little queer teenager in, say, Ohio, you were
Ohio.
like, I really like this, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I wonder if it holds up.
And it doesn't, because you're like, just pay your rent. Just pay it. Like, your friend's been letting you live here for like a year. Pay him something.
Kelly, it used to what happened to you? It used to be about not paying rent. Now you're all like, pay rent.
I cut my hair to get a job.
You've changed.
There you go. It's the pandemic has
was-
changed everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm definitely changed.
I was going to try to recast Rent using the Star Wars characters, but I don't even know any of the characters'
Yeah, if
names
only
or
one of us
anything,
has
so.
seen it, it's not going to be successful. I don't think.
We're gonna do it on Twitter when this airs. I guarantee
Okay.
you.
All right.
Great.
And you too will not learn a lot, but you will gain some context that you didn't ask for.
Oh,
So-
I can't wait.
When we finally see it,
Always
we'll be
great to
like,
learn context.
oh, that's the guy that's like Poe Dameron, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like oh, Poe Dameron is clearly Roger. Anyway, I feel like if you haven't
Roger.
watched Rent by now, you guys are not going to watch Rent.
Yeah, I think that.
I can't
The
think of a
window for me might
scenario.
be-
Yeah, where it's just like I can't think of why that would be the thing that you wanted to do.
It is one of the options for the kind of mini package at the Hollywood Pantages Theater for this season. So
Oh,
I
live?
might. Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking of the movie for some reason
Oh, okay.
because I'm still operating in a world where we never go outside or have things again.
Right.
So, not for any particular reason. It's just my brain hasn't come back online.
No.
You're taking it easy in 2020. Is what you're saying.
Taking
Not.
it easy. Yeah, it's still 2020, right?
Right. That's the not
Gosh,
part
I
was
just
for the
lost-
2020.
I lost track of time, I was taking it so easy.
I have a hat note here.
Hat note.
Hat note. Ba-dow. I need a little sting musical
play the
sting.
hat
Yeah, I was
note.
going to
Hat
say,
note.
it's like hat note, hat note, hat
There you go.
note.
Can you sample
Um,
that?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it into a thing. Where we were talking about the First Order hats and how they have flaps. Here we got
Like the Peaky Blinders.
some hats up, some hats down. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to why some of the officers have their flaps up, some have their flaps down.
Some of them have cold little ears.
I guess. I mean, it does. It
It's a
does
big
look like.
drafty warehouse, and those TIE fighters keep kicking up the breeze.
Yeah, it's drafty.
Seems like they would have the AC kicked way up in there. That it would be like. Okay.
I mean, their suits look like wool, so they're wearing, kind of
So they look
like
like
head to toe
wolves.
wool.
The suits look like.
Well, they
wolves.
also they look like woolen wolves. They look like wolves in sheep's clothing.
Wow.
Werewolf.
There. They're wolf.
How much wool would a werewolf wear if a werewolf could wear wool?
Would wear wool. Yeah,
Would
there
wear
you go.
wool.
Yeah.
Would wear wool. Oof.
Wow.
That's too much. That's a bridge. That's a wool too far.
I have a complaint.
Oh boy.
Who
I'm
do
sorry.
I take this to? I think
Is it
Your
about domain
manager.
names? Because then.
I think no, it goes
Okay.
back to the slow chase aspect of it.
Okay.
And how like the fact that they're having this execution ceremony while they're supposed to be like bearing down on this other ship, to me totally undermines the tension of the high-speed chase. Like, you wouldn't think that these were the same people who were involved in the chase, that they're all just like,
Right.
all right, well, you guys have the bridge, I'm gonna go down to the hangar for a while and go see Rent. Like, it doesn't seem like they're anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't just like out of context. I wouldn't put that together
Right.
Right.
because
Well,
because it's like we're cutting back and forth to a lot of things here,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I guess they're having
And
a
plus, like we
time.
said, TIE fighters are just kind of like, just coming and going. Like, they're not like either fly and go out and attack the ship or settle down. One
No,
or the other.
they're bored. They're just like,
Yeah,
No, Borg is Star Trek.
oh, right. Then who are they? Why are they here?
I love silencing everyone with a really crummy joke.
The rebellion is futile. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This is just, the rest of the episode is just us being awkward because you killed the
Star
conversation.
Wars Minute.
Well, it does seem I would like
Star Wars Minute and meditation.
Now we'll just have a moment of silence for the episode. I would like to see the if this were a comedy film, perhaps, then they would have the everybody's down there for the execution of somebody's like, wait a minute, who's driving the ship? And then you see it crashing slowly into a planet, something like that. And that's how the resistance gets away.
I mean, I'm laughing. That just thinking about that in slow mo. Essentially, it's like from the first piece in this trilogy when they blow up that planet, but
Right.
like it's like got the Benny Hill music under it.
There you go.
It's all fast. A high
That
speed
or like
chase.
curb your enthusiasm. Take your pick. I feel like we could really score that scene where you see the dawning realization that they're all gonna die. But
Right. And then cut to, you could roll credits over just the kind of from the rear of the cockpit of this giant ship of just this like view out the viewport where there's nobody in any of the seats. There's nobody at any of the command stations. You just see it kind of like tilted and like flying into into a planet. And it's just like nice, soft, kind of calm music playing as the credits roll. And then boom, cut to black when it blows up.
I like it.
it's sort of like it's a play on like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
There you go. Yeah.
Maybe what kind of music are you thinking? Like some kind of like opera thing? Some kind of lady singing with a high pitched voice?
I'm thinking more like a John Williams score. I mean,
I'm thinking
it
like
could be
Leon Redbone. I don't know why. What would
I like it.
what would he? I don't know any other like besides
Where's the first order?
yeah, Mr. Belvedere and Harry and the Hendersons. I don't know any Leon Redbone songs.
He did the Harry and the Hendersons theme song?
oh my god.
The TV show or the movie? or the planet?
All
Three. It was a package deal.
I think it was I don't think he did the song specifically for it. I think they used a song of his.
They used the Mr. Belvedere theme.
Right. It was weird. There's a song called "Your Feet's Too Big,"
I get it.
which I find very offensive.
It's a Bigfoot.
Are your feet too big?
It's mine. Oh yes.
He has gigantic feet.
Oh wow. I mean, again, I feel like this is the first time we're doing like a straight up video that I've been on. Before it's
Yeah.
been audio only.
But yeah, switch to the other
I
channel
didn't even
that has
know
my
you had
on
feet.
it.
Honestly.
Yeah. That's for our OnlyFans. So you'll have to check that one out. Separate feed.
Ew.
But it turns out it's a really old song. Yeah, notably recorded by many artists, including the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
The Beatles did it at live once or twice, and Chubby Checker, et cetera, et cetera. And I swear there's there you go, Leon Redbone. And they use that, I think, as the theme song for the Harry and the Hendersons TV show. I could be wrong.
Got it.
But if the fact that I'm going that far out on a limb means I'm probably right about the Harry and the Hendersons TV show. Because
I always
gonna call me
learn
out on it?
so much when I come on this show.
that there was a Harry
Incredible.
and the Hendersons TV show.
Yes.
if you're going to watch
I knew
the Harry
no,
and the
actually, I
Hendersons
knew
TV
that
show,
there was a TV show, but I'm learning so much more about the theme song, Pete's feet.
Let me make a recommendation. If you're going to watch the Harry and the Hendersons TV show, the first 2 seasons are just kind of like Monster Panic. Oh no, we got to hide him in the thing. But season 3, they're just like, oh, screw it. We've got a Bigfoot, everybody. And then he like runs for office or something. And once they get past the kind of monster tension stuff of like, we have to hide him, those get quick. Those get old really quick. And the 3rd season is great because they're just like, yeah, he's here. There's
So
no.
what I'm hearing is that it took them a full 2 seasons to go full Alf.
Did Alf run for president?
I don't know that Alf just like Alf was accepted and he was like a part of society.
Was he?
Very early on. I mean, I think, they were a little nervous, but Alf was pretty fully integrated into their lives.
Huh.
Didn't like Martin Sheen kill Alf in a TV movie or something?
Oh God, what?
No,
President Bartlett, why?
That was the X-Wing. That was the West Wing Alf crossover.
Right.
Was when Josh.
Oh my God.
Um,
Wow. Okay.
All right.
So
Sorry.
Kelly, you are involved in comedy, and this movie is sort of famous for having a lot of jokes in it, like jokes. Do you have as a professional? What's your feeling on that? Did you like the jokes too much?
When you say this movie, we do mean The Last Jedi and not Harry and the Hendersons, correct?
I would hope the Harry and the
Project
Hendersons movie
Okay.
has some jokes in it.
Honestly, I love it. Like, what I love about this movie specifically is that it feels very cornball space opera, which is, to me, very much in the spirit of the original trilogy. The bit at the beginning that Poe does with Hux, pretending that he can't hear him. I mean, talk about prophetic. That was our lives for all of the last 18 months and counting. I like it. I think that this kind of, sci-fi fantasy kind of thing should have a sense of humor. I like jokes. I like when people are flustered. I feel like that's where a lot of the humor in this one specifically comes from. It's people being like, oh, what's going on? I don't know. And I think that's funny because I'm very organized.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. I'm laughing at the. That's where the
Harry
comedy is from.
Listen, laugh at my organization all you want. I'm very happy.
It's a new shirt you should sell.
It feels long for a shirt.
Maybe front and back.
Or or like
maybe
a night shirt.
I feel like that's if it's a long one, maybe.
Yeah.
But then who's gonna see it?
You could
Don't
we'll
answer
invite
that.
We'll invite you back on. So you can come on in your pajamas to do.
I'll come
more
on in my
episodes.
pajamas. Hey everybody.
Line of
Star Wars
sleepwear.
Minute After Dark. Not the way you think.
Technically, it is after dark, but
It is after dark, but we're just showing you this long night shirt that I made.
Well, anything else for minute 101?
well, that's pretty much it.
101.
I'm pleased with the outfits.
Whose outfit specifically?
Holdo looks great, always iconic. I don't love General Organa's color palette. I get why she's going in that direction. She's got to rebrand after her youth. But I do like how dramatic her cape thing is. And of course, Phasma, love that for me specifically. Those are the main outfits that I'm really into.
Right. Any of the other ones who we don't see, Desert Luke, Hermit Luke, or
he's fine. He's really let himself go. It's fine. But
right.
I feel like actually in the casino there's some great outfits, but we're not talking about those minutes. So please follow me on Twitter if you want to talk about that.
Well, all right then. I guess that'll wrap up 101. And so, Kelly, we've established you do not have a Patreon.
I do have a Patreon. I can't in good conscience recommend that anyone subscribe to it at the moment, as I'm doing nothing with it.
That's all the more reason.
Every once in a while I'm like, oh, I have an opinion. Should I write a blog? And then I don't do anything about it because Kelly Anneken's taking it easy 2020.
Not.
One. But I mean, you can, find me on the internet, and maybe I'll be doing something interesting.
Sure. Well, unlike Kelly, Pete and I work very hard at pleasing our Patreon. So you should go to StarWarsMinute.com/Patreon, become a supporter. And in addition to this Monday through Friday shtick we got going, you can join us on Saturday and Sunday for even more of us talking about Star Wars. Admittedly, the Sunday show gets Star Wars is kind of we don't talk about it as much on the Sunday show.
More of a place setting than a
So talk about anything other than Star Wars.
An icebreaker, if you will.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. A nice breaker. So go to StarWarsMinute.com/Patreon and join us here tomorrow for another. Kelly, can you come back tomorrow?
Star Wars Minute.
Yes, I'm taking it easy. I'm happy to come back.
Star Wars Minute.